Hi, my name is Brandon Courville, and you guys know I'm a personal trainer, so I really preach to my clients how important form really is in every exercise that they do. So today I'm going to really demonstrate the proper technique to do a squat. So a couple points we're going to go over today. So the proper form for a squat, progressions and regressions for the squat, and kind of the benefits the squat gives us to our body. So a little bit of history behind the squat is, since the squat is kind of a natural movement for the human, so I guess it's kind of been around since the beginning of man. But since I found a study on physicalcultural.com from Connor Huffman, he did a study that the squat has really been around for thousands of years in yoga. So it's been around for quite a long time. So for our first point, we're going to go over our form. And Shelby here is going to help demonstrate the squat. So first, I want her to turn straight forward, feet shoulder width apart. Now, as she performs the squat, I'm going to look at her ankles first. Is she pronating in her ankles? Is she pushing more with her inside of her ankles? Or is she supinating and she's pushing more with her outside of her foot? So something to help with that, I tell people to really push through their heels as they perform the squat. That will really help with direction of their ankles going back and forth right there. So the next thing I'll look at is their knees. So as she squats, is she varusing? Is her knees going too far out? Or is she valgusing? Is her knees going too far in like this? So the one thing, it's most common to see valgusing in people because they tend to be have less mobility in your hips, so that's going to cause your knees to go in as you squat down. So I'll put a resistance band around their knees to help keep their knees facing outward as they perform the squat to avoid them from coming in. Next, I'm going to look at her hips now. Now, as she goes ahead and does a squat, you'll see that her hips slightly rotate underneath her as she squats down. They call that the butt wink. So what that does is it puts a lot of pressure on her lower back as she performs a squat, her hips rotating underneath there. So two things we need to help with that is help with her core strength and her hip mobility. If she increases that, she'll get better range of motion in her squat without putting any pressure on her back. Okay, our second point, so progression and regression of the squat. So a regression of the squat is movements that are going to be easier for you rather than performing the squat itself. So for example, a half squat, so we'll go ahead and do a half squat. It's just she's not getting full range of motion, so if someone is not able to get all the way down, they can just do a half squat like this. They're still getting some benefit in the legs, but they're just not performing the whole squat itself. Also, a regression would be a leg press. They can be pushing less weight than their own body weight, and there's many exercises you can do that are a lot easier for you than the regular squat. And so now a progression is going to be the opposite. It's going to be the exercises that are going to be a lot harder than the squat. The people that are more advanced in exercise need a bit more of a challenge than a regular body squat. So they might add weight to their back, have a weighted squat or a front squat, a single leg squat. There's many variations you can do for a regression and a progression for the squat. For the third point is going over the muscles involved. So the muscles that are main target in the squat are your quads and your glutes. Those are the main muscles that you're going to be working on as you perform the squat. But your hamstrings and your calves are also going to be engaged as you perform the squat as well. Also, your abs and your obliques are going to help stabilize you as you perform the squat. So with all those muscles involved, it makes the squat a huge compound movement. So as a bigger compound movement, the more calories you burn, the more fat you lose. So that's why I always suggest that if you don't have the squat in your exercise program already, really I suggest that get that in there. And also, there's a study on livestrong.com that I read that from Ollie Hoffman. He did research on squats that raise testosterone. So actually, they did studies on if you perform squats, you can actually boost your testosterone in your body. So not only can you get more muscle tone in your legs, but you can get it more in your back, your arms, throughout the entire body. That's why squats are so beneficial to us all. And just kind of wrap things up to kind of go over just the proper form that we did, making sure we have good form, the progressions and regressions in the squat, and the great benefits from the squat. And so the one thing I want to get at is making sure that we perform at the squat correctly, and as well as any other exercise we perform, because the form is so important, because a lot of people like to rush things into things, make it so where they get hurt, either not now, or they can do it wrong now, and they'll get hurt later on in their life and everything like that. So, thank you for listening, I hope you got a lot out of this, and thank you.